Welcome to the Bible Quiz. Today, we're diving deep into the Old Testament, focusing on the book of Joshua with 25 engaging puzzles to test your biblical knowledge. Are you ready to solve some mind-bending Bible puzzles and see just how much you know about the story of Joshua and the Israelites' journey to the Promised Land? But before we jump into these puzzles, take a moment to hit that subscribe button and give this video a big thumbs up. Your support allows us to create more Bible content and share God's Word with a broader audience. We'd love to hear your feedback and connect with you on this biblical adventure. So, are you up for the challenge of exploring the book of Joshua through these puzzles? Let's get started. Question 1. Who took over as leader of the Israelites after Moses died? A. Isaac. B. Joshua. C. Jacob. D. Abraham. You get 10 seconds. That's B. Joshua. God appointed Joshua to lead the Israelites into the Promised Land after Moses' passing. Joshua led the Israelites with courage and faith, guiding them through battles and challenges as they took possession of Canaan. Joshua chapter 1, verses 1 to 2. Question 2. To which tribe of Israel did Joshua belong? A. Levi. B. Judah. C. Ephraim. D. Benjamin. You get 10 seconds. That's C. Ephraim. Joshua was the son of Nun from the tribe of Ephraim, one of the 12 tribes of Israel. This lineage is important because it emphasizes his role and legacy among the tribes as he led the Israelites into the Promised Land. Joshua chapter 19, verse 50. Question 3. Which river did the Israelites cross to enter the Promised Land? A. Nile. B. Tigris. C. Jordan. D. Euphrates. You get 10 seconds. That's C. Jordan. The Israelites crossed the Jordan River to enter the Promised Land. This event is a significant milestone in the book of Joshua, marking the beginning of the Israelites' conquest of Canaan. The crossing of the Jordan River involved miraculous intervention, as the waters stopped flowing to allow the Israelites to cross on dry ground, similar to the crossing of the Red Sea in Exodus. Joshua chapter 3, verses 14 to 17. Question 4. Before crossing the Jordan River, what did Joshua ask the Israelites to do? A. Circumcision. B. Build a memorial. C. Bathing in the river. D. Make unleavened bread. You get 10 seconds. That's A. Circumcision. Before crossing the Jordan River, Joshua asked the Israelites to perform a circumcision ceremony. This was an important step in re-establishing the Israelites' covenant with God before they entered the Promised Land. Generations born during the Israelites' wilderness wanderings had not been circumcised, so Joshua requested this ritual to recommit himself to God before continuing his journey. Joshua chapter 5, verses 2 to 7. Question 5. What did Joshua do after the Israelites crossed over the Jordan? A. Danced. B. Blocked the river. C. Set up 12 stones. D. Crossed back over. You get 10 seconds. That's C. Set up 12 stones. After crossing the Jordan River, Joshua raised 12 stones from the middle of the river as a memorial. This is to remind future generations of the miracle that God performed when helping the Israelis cross the Jordan River. Each stone represents a tribe of Israel, reinforcing the historical significance of this event. Joshua chapter 4, verses 1 to 7. Remember to hit that subscribe button and join our community to stay updated on all the amazing content we have planned. Question 6. How many spies did Joshua send to Jericho? A. 2. B. 3. C. 4. D. 5. You get 10 seconds. That's A. 2. Joshua sent 2 spies to Jericho to gather information about the city before the Israelis attacked. These 2 spies were hidden and helped by a woman in Jericho. This played an important role in helping the Israelis understand the city's vulnerability to attack. Joshua chapter 2, verses 1 to 7. Question 7. Who was the person who helped the 2 spies at Jericho? A. Ruth. B. Miriam. C. Rahab. D. Deborah. You get 10 seconds. That's C. Rahab. The person who helped the 2 spies at Jericho was Rahab. Rahab, a woman living in the city of Jericho, hid 2 spies that Joshua sent to spy on the city. Thanks to Rahab's actions, the 2 spies escaped and returned to report to Joshua, helping in the subsequent attack on Jericho. Joshua chapter 2, verses 1 to 6. Question 8. Who tied a red string on the window to protect his family when Israel attacked? A. Leah. B. Rahab. C. Abigail. D. Michael. You get 10 seconds. That's B. Rahab. In Joshua chapter 2, verses 18 to 21, the person who tied a red string on the window to protect his family when Israel attacked was Rahab. When Rahab sheltered 2 Israeli spies, they promised to protect her and her family from an Israeli attack, on the condition that she tie a red string on her window so that Israeli fighters would recognize her and avoid attacking her house. Question 9. Where did Rahab hide the spies? A. In a well. B. Under a basket. C. Underneath the bed. D. Under stalks of flax. You get 10 seconds. That's D. Under stalks of flax. Rahab hid spies on the roof, under bundles of drying flax. When King Jericho's soldiers came looking for spies, Rahab lied that they had left and guided the soldiers in another direction, allowing the spies to avoid detection. Joshua chapter 2, verse 6. Question 10. What was Rahab's occupation? A. Servant. B. Weaver. C. Prostitute. D. Farmer. You get 10 seconds. That's C. Prostitute. In Joshua chapter 2, verse 1, Rahab is described as a woman living in the city of Jericho, and her occupation was that of a prostitute. Despite his profession, Rahab played a key role in helping 2 Israeli spies escape and be saved during the attack on Jericho, thanks to his cover-up and agreement with them. Question 11. How many days did the Israelis march around Jericho? A. 7. B. 8. C. 10. D. 12. You get 10 seconds. That's A. 7. Israelis marched around Jericho for 7 days. According to the book of Joshua, the Israelites, following God's instructions, marched around Jericho once a day for the first 6 days and 7 times on the 7th day. Then the walls of Jericho collapsed, opening the way for the Israelis to take over the city. Joshua chapter 6, verses 3 to 4 and verse 15. Question 12. Where did the sun stop at the word of Joshua? A. Bethel. B. Gibeon. C. Valley of Ajalon. D. Waters of Jordan. You get 10 seconds. That's B. Gibeon. Joshua prayed to God for the sun to stop, giving the Israelites enough time to complete the battle and win. This event, recorded in Joshua chapter 10, verses 12 to 13, is one of the famous miracles that demonstrated God's power as he assisted the Israelites in their conquest of the Promised Land. God answered Joshua's prayer, holding the sun still over Gibeon. Question 13. Where did the moon stop at the word of Joshua? A. Gibeon. B. Brook of Kidron. C. Valley of Ajalon. D. Waters of Jordan. You get 10 seconds. That's C. Valley of Ajalon. Following Joshua's prayer, the moon stopped over the Valley of Ajalon to give the Israelites more time to defeat their enemies. God answered Joshua's prayer. The moon stopped in the sky. This miraculous event is recorded in Joshua, chapter 10, verses 12 to 13, and highlights God's power to assist the Israelites in their conquest of the Promised Land. Question 14. Who did the Israelites have to fight to take over the Promised Land? A. Moabites. B. Philistines. C. Amalekites. D. Canaanites. You get 10 seconds. That's D. Canaanites. The Israelites had to fight the Canaanites to take over the Promised Land. They encountered various Canaanite tribes and cities, such as Jericho and Ai, and faced resistance from local kings and alliances. Through divine guidance and miraculous interventions, the Israelites ultimately overcame these enemies to establish themselves in the Promised Land. Joshua chapters 1 to 12. Question 15. Who took from the spoils dedicated to the Lord which resulted in Israel's defeat? A. Uzzah. B. Achan. C. Korah. D. Jerubbaal. You get 10 seconds. That's B. Achan. In the Battle of Ai, the Israelites were defeated because Achan secretly stole some of the offerings from the spoils of Jericho, disobeying God's command to dedicate everything to destruction. Joshua conducted an investigation to find the culprit, and when Achan's guilt was discovered, he and his family were punished. This event emphasizes the importance of obeying God's commands and the consequences of disobedience. Joshua chapter 7 verses 1 to 26. Question 16. Who became allies with Israel by deceiving them? A. Jebusites. B. Perizzites. C. Canaanites. D. Gibeonites. You get 10 seconds. That's D. Gibeonites. The Gibeonites were a group of Canaanites who, fearing Israel's conquest, tricked Joshua and the leaders of Israel into signing a treaty. They dressed in worn-out clothes and carried old provisions to appear as if they had traveled from a faraway land, thus persuading the Israelites to make peace with them. When the deception was uncovered, the Israelites upheld the treaty, though the Gibeonites were made servants in the tabernacle. Joshua chapter 9. Question 17. Which army did Joshua defeat and destroy before they asked for peace? A. Amalekites. B. Gibeonites. C. Philistines. D. Amorites. You get 10 seconds. That's D. Amorites. Joshua defeated and destroyed the Amorite army before they asked for peace. In Joshua chapter 10, Joshua led the Israelites against a coalition of Amorite kings, securing a decisive victory with divine intervention. The Amorite kings fled, but were captured. Question 18. Who inherited the land of Hebron when the sons of Israel settled down? A. Caleb. B. Machir. C. Joshua. D. No one. You get 10 seconds. That's A. Caleb. Caleb inherited the land of Hebron when the sons of Israel settled down. Caleb was one of the 12 spies sent by Moses to scout the Promised Land, and he, along with Joshua, was the only one to bring back a positive report. Because of his faith and dedication, Moses promised him the territory of Hebron. This story underscores Caleb's unwavering faith and courage. Joshua chapter 14. Question 19. Where did Joshua gather the Israelites to renew the covenant with God? A. Bethel. B. Jerusalem. C. Hebron. D. Shechem. You get 10 seconds. That's D. Shechem. In Joshua, chapter 24, Joshua called all the tribes of Israel to Shechem, where he reminded them of God's faithfulness and the history of the Israelites from the time of Abraham. The renewal of the covenant at Shechem marked a commitment to serve and worship the Lord. This event culminated in a covenant ceremony, reinforcing the Israelites' dedication to God and His commandments. Question 20. What did Joshua build on Mount Ebal? A. Idol. B. Altar. C. City. D. Temple. You get 10 seconds. That's B. Altar. In Joshua chapter 8, verse 30, after the successful conquest of Ai, Joshua constructed an altar to the Lord on Mount Ebal as Moses had commanded. The altar was built with uncut stones and sacrifices were made upon it. This act of worship and obedience was a critical step in the Israelites' journey, showing their commitment to God's laws and acknowledging His role in their victories. Question 21. How did God kill the Amorites in Israel? A. Boils. B. 2 angels. C. Lightning bolts. D. Large hailstones. You get 10 seconds. That's D. Large hailstones. In Joshua chapter 10, verse 11, during the battle with the Amorite kings, God sent large hailstones from the sky, striking down more Amorites than the Israelites killed with the sword. The hailstones, along with the sun standing still, demonstrated God's power in supporting the Israelites during their conquest of the Promised Land. Question 22. Where did Joshua divide the land among the tribes? A. Shiloh. B. Bethel. C. Jericho. D. Jerusalem. You get 10 seconds. That's A. Shiloh. In Joshua chapter 18, after most of the land had been conquered, Joshua and the leaders of Israel gathered at Shiloh, where the tabernacle was located, to divide the remaining land among the 7 tribes that had not yet received their inheritance, signified a major milestone in the Israelites' conquest and settlement of Canaan. Question 23. Joshua divided the Promised Land among how many tribes of Israel? A. 10. B. 12. C. 13. D. 14. You get 10 seconds. That's B. 12. Joshua divided the Promised Land among the 12 tribes of Israel as described in Joshua, chapters 13 to 21, based on God's instructions and previous agreements. Although the tribe of Levi did not receive a specific territorial inheritance due to their priestly role, the tribe of Joseph was divided into the tribes of Ephraim and Manasseh, maintaining a number of 12. Question 24. How old was Joshua when he died? A. 110. B. 103. C. 98. D. 95. You get 10 seconds. That's A. 110. Joshua was 110 years old when he died. After leading the Israelites through the conquest and settlement of the Promised Land, Joshua's leadership came to an end. His age at death is mentioned in Joshua, chapter 24, verse 29, highlighting his longevity and significant role in Israel's history. Question 25. Where was Joshua buried? A. Gilgal. B. Shiloh. C. Shechem. D. Timnath-Serah. You get 10 seconds. That's D. Timnath-Serah. After his death at the age of 110, Joshua was buried in the land he inherited, Timnath-Serah, which was located in the mountains of Ephraim. This detail is recorded in Joshua, chapter 24, verse 30, marking the final resting place of one of Israel's greatest leaders and serving as a reminder of his faithful service to God and the nation of Israel. Oh, wow! What an incredible journey through the book of Joshua, testing your knowledge with our 25 Old Testament Bible puzzles. How did you do? Whether you solved them all or stumbled upon new insights, remember that the stories in God's Word offer endless opportunities for exploration and growth. If you enjoyed these puzzles, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with those who would love to join us in unraveling the mysteries of the Bible. Don't forget to click that subscribe button for more engaging puzzles and meaningful biblical discussions. Your feedback is incredibly valuable to us, so please share your score, any questions you have, or suggestions for future puzzles in the comments. Thank you for joining us on this biblical journey, and see you in the next video.